Hello, sound seekers and internet friends. Welcome to another thrilling installment of Sound for Thought, a podcast by Redefining Records that uncovers why musicians like to make noises so much. I am your host, Andrew Schultz, and if you think this podcast is worth listening to, please hit the follow button on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you want to keep up with this weird music community thing that we're building, go follow us on Instagram at Redefining Records. If you're too old to be on Instagram, you can also find us on Facebook. You can like the Redefining Records page. And if you're too young to be on Instagram, you can find us on TikTok. Honestly, there's zero content on there. I don't know what to post. I don't know if I'll use it. But apparently, it's the future, so I made an account. This episode was recorded at Back Alley Studios and features the very funny and talented Austin Montero and Jessie Murillo of Montero y Murillo. We talk about a whole bunch of good shit, like the evolution of their friendship and musical interest, the story of a long trek to buy a $20 acoustic guitar from a local hardware store. We talk about Pikachu's butthole, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson t-shirts, recording farts to incorporate into Christmas songs, and so much more. We also play a new original game called Soundtrack to Your Life for the first time on Sound for Thought. It's really fun. It's towards the end, so stay tuned for that. And most importantly, as always, the guest, Austin and Jessie, explain why they make music. Once again, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor, Eargasm Earplugs. I was actually just thinking about how buying a nice pair of earplugs for me is very similar to the experience of buying a nice pair of sunglasses. You could just buy a cheap pair that will get the job done, it'll be usable, but honestly, they won't be comfortable, they won't look good, they'll look clunky, and even more important than that, you won't give a shit enough to keep track of them. You're going to end up losing them a bunch, and you'll have to buy more. So, as with sunglasses, I say with earplugs, you're better off spending a little bit more money to get a high-quality product. For me, with sunglasses, that's like buying some Ray-Bans. They're a little bit nicer. You know, you invest a little more money. They're not super expensive, but they're much nicer. And you end up keeping track of them, and they're more comfortable, and they're higher quality. For earplugs, for me, that's Eargasm Earplugs. They're perfect for people who go to lots of concerts, play loud music, or work in loud environments. They let you protect your ears and still maintain a high quality of sound. Of course, I know I'm comparing them to Ray-Bans right now, but they are less expensive than Ray-Bans. Don't worry, they're still very affordable, and we can make them even more affordable with a 10% off discount of your purchase at eargasmearplugs.com. with the promo code SFT10. Before we jump into this really fun conversation and listen to the rest of the episode, we're gonna check out a track by Montero y Murillo called Now That You're Gone.
You
Okay, so I want to start, as we did before, with you guys introducing yourselves so that everybody knows whose voice is who.
Okay.
Yeah. Austin?
My name is Austin Montero. I am the singer of Montero y Murillo.
My name is Jessie Murillo, and I pretty much play everything else.
Nice. Perfect. And where are we right now? Why don't you describe your little studio here a little bit?
We are in Back Alley Studios right now, which is my second bedroom. It's a work in progress. You know, we got a lot of shipping blankets all over the place. We've got a closet that we turned into a
Vocal booth.
a vocal booth. Cozy. We can call it cozy.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's homey. It's cool. There's a lot of cool stuff on the walls.
The pretty
A lot of old
badass
gear.
corn poster over there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
corn posters.
Just watching over us.
Yeah.
So, who else besides yourselves has recorded in here? Anyone else, or has it just been you guys so far?
We've had ambience in here,
Okay.
and they're a duo guitar.
Yeah, an acoustic duo that does kind of like ambient music. I mean, it's they got the perfect name for that.
Yeah, very descriptive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you hear they say ambience, and I was like, oh, okay, then that's exactly how they sound.
Yeah.
They're ambience. They're really good. They're really talented.
Yeah, they're amazing guys. So working with them has been a bit of a. It's been interesting because kind of I'm very new at this, at jumping in and recording other people. So you know how to record them, when, you know, timing wise, because they have weird timings, and so those guys for sure they've helped me out, and they've like gave me a lot of skill points for sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm gaining XP.
Yeah.
Just dealing like 5 minutes with these guys. They have some songs. It's so crazy. They have some songs where they use 3 capos on the guitar. I know that's not too crazy, but
That
for
sounds
me,
pretty fucking
it's crazy.
That's new to me. I've never heard of that.
And they do it great. They do it very well.
Yeah,
they do an amazing job.
They fucking out there, man. The guitarist one of the guitarists, he used to be in a metal band, so he's really like technical with certain things, and he tries these different tunings, and they're something to look for.
He's classically trained.
Yeah.
Danny, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And then Ryan.
Ryan's just.
He's just a beast.
I don't know. He's a young kid. He just turned 22 too, I think, and he's
Nice.
Just as good as this 30-something-year-old guy who's, you know, taking classical lessons. So I love those guys. They're great to work with. But yeah, they're the only ones that have recorded here so far.
Well, the guitarist from Tremors.
Oh yeah, well we did
Manny.
we did a collaboration. That's the one with Twanner on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So Twanner played drums, and then Jessie did a guitar and bass track. I did I messed with the drums and mess with his guitar and do, you know, little things here and there.
Yeah.
But dealing with, pretty much, Frank Young too, because you know, at first Back Alley Studio was just a laptop. My wife's laptop of all
Not
things.
even yours.
Yeah, not even mine. Like, I borrowed it. I was like, hey, baby, please, can I borrow this? Yeah. So recording Hector on there from Frank Young, and then recording Manny from Tremors, or as he likes to go. What's his name? Coffee. Coffee is a good idea.
Yeah.
That's his.
That's his Instagram. Name.
No, that's a stage name.
Oh yeah, that's his Instagram name.
It's one and the same, probably.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Who does the drums usually for you guys?
We usually.
We do it through on the computer. You know.
Yeah.
So it comes with the track already on. You can kind of mess and find with your tracks on Logic, but I just go in and change different drums, change the toms, change the drums, change the way they're being played, and that's Django screaming in the background.
Yeah, that's the pup in the background for all the listeners. Adorable. Lots of energy though.
Yeah, she's crazy. It's automated, but we put a lot of work into it. We're always there's certain things that the computer can't do, like
certain ideas that I have, or I'll tell them what if like a little bit more like this, try to change it up, figure out what I'm trying to say, and then when it does get to the point where we have to actually, manipulate it enough to actually make it sound like what we want it to sound like. He has the little keyboard thing.
My MIDI.
Yeah, the MIDI.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing puts in work too, and it pretty much fills in all the gaps that we need to actually fill in for it to actually sound like what we want it to be.
Offbeats and stuff like that. Good offbeats,
yeah.
So that's something you have to do manually, and which is great, which is even better. But pretty much other than that, Jesse's on
guitar
and bass, and then
keys.
Keys, and we both do mess with the keys on there. But it's just a lot of back and forth, with each other, trying to figure out the right sound.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll take a little detour into your history then now as Montero y Murillo. And starting with Austin, why don't you tell me like a little bit about your childhood experience with music and kind of how you grew up around music?
Music's always been a part of my life. I love it to death. Just listening to it. Mm-hmm. That's where it started. I wasn't a Mozart or anything like that. I didn't pick up a little guitar and start playing it.
Yeah.
So it was always just like, wow, like fantasizing, like, man, that's like so cool. Like I wish I could be up there and be like, I don't know, Blink-182 or some shit like that. Yeah. I was older at that time.
No,
but that's the idea. And my parents, I love groovy shit.
Yeah.
So, and my parents, they're from Belize, so what they listen to is a lot of reggae, a lot of punta, a lot of soca, a lot of cumbia, and that's something that people don't really expect from me, because when people see me, they're like, "Oh, that guy's Mexican."
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, yeah. I'm from California, I understand. It's not a big deal. But, I just have a little bit more of like a different taste than other people. So coming down to music, it was like, I always wanted to make something different. I never wanted to make anything that was like same old, same shit you listen, everyone's doing at the time.
Trying to do something new.
Mm-hmm.
So growing up was always listening to Michael Jackson for sure. Mm-hmm. A lot of rap. Once I moved back to the States, I really got into rap, and then I started getting into metal just because of MTV. I just started I saw, I think my first piece of new metal that I had. Not piece. What the hell? A tape, a CD, whatever. It was a tape. It was a tape though. It was a tape of Limp Bizkit. The Nookie one. I don't even know what the hell that is anymore. Yeah. What album that's off of? But
this probably what was it?
No, it's
Chocolate Starfish and
no, it's not that one.
Hot Dog Flavored Water.
But yeah, that was my first intro to metal, because my parents, they never listened to Led Zeppelin or the Beatles or anything like that.
Okay.
So that was something that I had to get into on my own, which is also influence, because there's some weird shit in that too.
Yeah.
So that and I really enjoy the weird stuff of the old bands.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. When you were getting into rap music, who were you listening to?
Like Tupac.
Yeah.
All the West Coast stuff. I think. I know I was, NWA wasn't relevant at the time when I found their CD, but I think my dad had the CD for some reason. Like and he doesn't even listen to rap, so I don't know what the hell he'd be doing with it. but he just had it somewhere. Maybe it must have been old friends of his or something.
Yeah.
Girlfriend, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so I, pop that in, and then you hear people talking about fuck the police, and then, you're just a little kid from the ghetto, and you're like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it up.
I really agree with this.
Yeah.
So, that was, just the whole fuck you, and, like, I'm going to do my own thing, like, and be a baller about it, and, that's what's really appealed to me with rap. But, there's some very deep shit in there, like Brenda's Got a Baby by Pac. Mm-hmm. Like, that's some hardcore, hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah.
So, I think, like, listening to I guess you could call it the 90s emo rap, which is, like, what pretty much that is.
Yeah.
Listening to that kind of goes into my my songwriting, too, because I write a lot of emotional shit. Like, all the time, Jesse gotta be like, look, dude, you gotta cut it, man. You gotta cut it back a little bit. Yeah. But, that's just how I see things, and I'm happy that I have him there to kind of, bring me back to reality and be like, okay, we gotta change some shit up.
Yeah, we just kind of work with it, too. I'm gonna take a handful of his lyrics, because there's always something there with, when he writes lyrics and he shows me, he's always, there's not a melody to it, but there's a theme to it, and we kind of scrap that. We take like a couple of lines out of it, and then we kind of work and build that up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like we're scrapping the whole thing. There's always like something that we could use, and we could always build off of.
I mean, that's kind of, a lot of art goes that way, you've got your rough draft, or if you're a writer or something, you kind of get everything out on the page first, whatever the stream of consciousness is.
Yeah.
And then you edit it yourself, or you have somebody else edit it with you, so you get, that kernel in there that's really good.
Yep.
So, that's cool.
It's kind of like you're not even thinking about it in that way.
Yeah.
That, okay, art's supposed to just be spilled out, and then you kind of rearrange it. Mm-hmm. And, I think naturally we've been doing that since we were kids, Like, hey, man, you want to see this real quick? Like, oh, why are you talking about Pikachu's butthole? Like, oh, my bad. I didn't know I was supposed to talk about that.
We were supposed to talk about that. That's what the problem is.
We should just talk about that, the whole podcast.
They're making a new movie, so...
Pikachu's Butthole, the movie?
Yeah, it's Mewtwo's Revenge.
Mewtwo's Revenge.
Oh, man. That could be a band name.
Pikachu's Butthole, huh? Or Mewtwo's Revenge.
Either one of those are good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. EP name.
So, Jesse, why don't you tell us a little bit about your story? And then I'm also curious if there's something specific about how you grew up that makes you lean towards kind of the lighthearted opinion, or like wanting to bring things more cheerful or whatever, like you were saying.
Well, I'm not really about cheerful, because a lot of my lyrics as well are pretty dark. But I think between like me and Austin's more of like a personal like hurt, or something just a little bit more on the somber side, and I look at more of like an anger side.
Okay.
So I'm more of I like a lot of like political lyrics and stuff like that. So it's not really happier.
Sure. Okay.
It's more of like because both of us are on that like that minor page. We love like minor music. We don't like the majors and like all the happy-go-lucky stuff.
Yeah.
So we always are, even if it's like a major song, a song that's a major, it'll quickly turn into a minor one for the chorus, or some vice versa, or something like that.
Yeah.
For music, when I was growing up, my mom was listening to the Beatles, Bee Gees, Stones. She listened to a lot of rock, and my dad was more like funk and like ranchera and like everything.
Rock en español.
No, he didn't really listen to that. My mom did. Yeah, my mom did. So from there, I remember the first time I actually saw somebody playing guitar on TV, and it was Clapton. Oh. And I remember just watching him, and it was with my uncle, and he told me, or I was like, "Why is he making all those faces?" You know Clapton.
Yeah.
And he was like, "He's just feeling it," and I was just like, "The fuck, man!" And I'm looking at it, and that's when I was like, okay. And that's when I wanted to play guitar. I remember seeing that, and I was like, I'm going to learn how to play guitar, or at least music. And I was in like 5th grade. I think I was in 5th grade. And so once I got into middle school, I was trying to play anything. I was trying to play drums too. I ended up getting into the drum line. I played snare for a little, and then I wasn't that good at that, so they put me on bass, and I was stuck with bass for a good minute, and then that's when my mom bought me my guitar. And so then I was like, fuck this, and I started playing guitar.
Wait a minute. I went with you to buy your first guitar.
No, you didn't.
That $20 guitar
the
at the
acoustic
hardware
one?
Store.
Oh, the acoustic one.
Truth comes out.
And then we found we found something in the trash, and then you saw your new guitar your mom got you.
It was the red one. Remember the little
red,
fake?
It was a toy. It was a toy guitar. That's what he was playing with for a minute too. A toy electric guitar.
So it had actual strings on it.
Or
no,
the one you found in
the one I found in the dumpster was only a 3-string guitar. Had missing tuners at the top. Yeah. It was red, about like maybe half the size of a regular guitar body.
Yeah. And it was like a Stratocaster, right?
It was like a Strat. Yeah, it was like a Strat. Like it didn't even have an XL. Or no, it didn't have a 1/4 inch. It had
headphones.
Yeah, a 3.55 little jack for like headphones.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I used to play that a lot. I forgot all about that one. Shit. And then we went to go get the acoustic guitar, which is a really cheap. No, that's a lot better than the one that I got.
No, it was
a really.
If it was
cheap
$20, and you're a musician, you know.
Yeah.
It's a piece of shit.
Yeah. So we had walked there from Lawndale all the way into Hawthorne for like, well, it was like a 30-minute walk.
No, it was more than that. It was like all the way down Hawthorne Boulevard. All the way down.
He's the one that told me about it. And I was like, so where is it at? He's like, well, it's at a hardware store on Hawthorne. I'm like, fuck, all right, let's go. We started walking. He's like, you know what? I think it's on that side of the street. I'm like, all right. We crossed the street. And he's like, no, man, I think it's over there. We had to go cross the street again.
Before Google Maps, okay?
Yeah.
Before Google Maps.
We didn't have phones. We didn't have shit. And so, again, one more time, he's like, I think it's back. I think it is over there. I'm like, all right. So we go over there. He's like, no, it is. Because we got to a point where we saw it.
Yeah.
And we're like, we got to cross the street again. So we go in there. And it was weird because their hardware store was just packed to the brim. It was just a bunch of junk.
It was like a mom and pop hardware store. It wasn't a Lowe's or anything. Oh, it shouldn't be.
So I was like, where the fuck is it? We're going through the aisles. And then finally we look behind the counter and it's like hanging up. I was like, all right, I'll take one of those. And it was like 20 and some change, tax.
The guy was like, just one?
I'll take 13. No. So I grabbed that, opened it up on the way home, and yeah, it was fucking shit. But I mean, we had got the job done. That's what started with acoustic.
Yeah.
And then I got it was either before my electric.
It was way before.
It was before my electric?
Before.
Okay. And then, yeah, I guess I got my electric, started playing music, and then it was a daily thing. I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and ever since then, I've just been playing.
That's cool. I feel like I love those stories because it's never really about having nice gear or like a nice guitar.
Nope.
It's just about the feeling of really wanting to play, and you just go make it happen. It doesn't matter if it's a guitar out of the dumpster or a random hardware store.
It's about being ambitious.
Yeah.
AF.
You guys worked for that guitar.
I know. Fucking Christ. I wish I had that red one still. That red one was cool.
No, that deserves to be in the dumpster.
It only had the top 3 strings.
You know what? That's funny. I just learned. I didn't even know you were in drumline.
Yeah.
Gee, with Segovia at Rogers?
Segovia.
That's weird because I was in drumline too and he wasn't there, so they must have fired you then.
I was in 7th grade. For some reason, I got into...
No, I wasn't in 7th grade.
I got in there like right when I was in there, or right when I got into middle school, and they put me into, what is it? Because it's regular drumline and then the other one. Not Avid, but like the higher one.
I don't know.
And I was in that one.
Big kids drumline?
Yeah, because it was all the 8th graders.
Yeah, I completely forgot too. Like I was in jazz. My math teacher, he was the head of the jazz department, which wasn't anything. It was like 4 kids, and then he was like they called it hyperactivity back then. but I guess I'm considered like fucking ADD.
Sure.
Obviously not anymore. I can sit here for 5 minutes and not say anything. Watch. And then, so he was like, hey, like, you know, you're always fucking around. Why don't you come bang on the drums instead of fucking distracting the other kids? They want an education. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I got into the percussion there, congas, and then I guess the band teacher saw my talent, and he saw that I could stay on time and shit. Naturally. Which I can't. And so I became part of the drum line. I started playing bass there, and then I played bass through high school. And you were in music in high school, but what did you do?
For high school?
Yeah, you were like in
it was called like commercial music, so it was it was actually pretty badass. It was my last year in high school, I think, too. So they got these little stations that kind of looked like this, but a little bit more compact. Mm-hmm. It came with 2 guitar processors that plugged straight into a Mac, or a Behringer 16-channel interface, and then a bass pedal that went into it as well. And it had keys, and it had an electric drum set, and I think a mic at every station. And there was like 6 of these stations.
Damn.
So we were able to record our own stuff. I think I still have the recordings. So like we let out like a Londo bootleg CD.
Dang.
And like
I went to Gardena, so that's why we don't have all this.
Where did you go? That's pretty sick.
That was Londo. Londo High.
That's the big difference.
And yeah, I remember I played Sabbath on there. I played Chili Peppers, Beatles, Zeppelin, System, obviously. I had 5 tracks on that album, and there was only 12 of them, and half of them were jazz.
That's nice.
You gotta dig that up.
It was fun, yeah, because I was really cool with my, I kind of still am, with my music teacher. Mm-hmm. And he helped with a lot of that shit, so he knew exactly what he was doing, so.
Yeah.
I mean, throughout high school, I was just playing bass and guitar. I didn't play much drums. I played drums maybe once for like a concert that they had, and that was it.
I bet that was a terrible concert.
It was the best. And fucking Neil Peart.
It was fun.
R.I.P. Neil Peart.
R.I.P. Yeah.
Shout out to Neil Peart and Rush.
So at what point did you guys actually meet? It sounds like you were kind of close, but not at the same school, not at the same time.
Same middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was in Londo as well, at Rogers Middle School.
Yeah.
And I was already enrolled. And you came like a couple weeks after the school year started, or
I think
what?
A couple months.
A couple months, right?
I came to school late because my family had just moved back from Belize. We were living in Belize for like 7 years, I think. Okay. And I walk in, and I see this guy. I'm like, that guy looks like a bitch. And I had a rock shirt on. Like, literally, like I'm wearing a rock shirt right now. It's hilarious. Like WWE, you know, The Rock. Just for the listeners.
Yeah, good description. You got to describe
Dwayne Johnson.
Podcast,
yeah, Dwayne Johnson, that guy. And we met in middle school, but we didn't meet in any kind of like music class or anything like that. I think English? No, you didn't have Miss Berman, did you?
It was in Miss Ibarra.
Oh, so history. Social studies.
Because that's the first time I saw you in there.
Yeah.
And
that's when I walked in.
That's when you walked in with the shirt. And I was like, nice shirt.
And I was like, yeah. Coming from a guy who looks like a bitch. That's messed up.
We actually started...
Like, thanks, bro, and then we high-fived.
Yeah,
nice.
Gave each other a hug and then left the class. Started making music.
Yeah. Well, I would say, like, you know you're good friends with somebody when you can start insulting them to their face. I would never do that to somebody I didn't like.
I do that all the time. I work with a lot of assholes.
Okay, well, that's a different scenario. But.
Yeah, I mean, when we
really started talking and hanging out was in rap, because you were in rap and I was in rap, and we were in the same one. Like it was like an after-school program.
Yeah.
And so
all you did was homework, and then you ate snacks
and chilled.
That's
yeah.
all you did. Yeah.
Why was it called rap?
It was an acronym for something.
Yeah. What was it?
Something after program.
Sounds like they're trying to trick kids. Like,
hey kids, come on, let's go to rap.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I thought. I thought I was going to start breakdancing.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, my mom's working late. Never mind. That's why I have to stay here.
Yeah. No, they had like little electives. Towards the end of like when we were leaving, they had like a little elective say like, oh, if you want to learn how to play guitar and shit like that.
I don't remember that. But I stopped going to rap because I had got a girlfriend, so I was like, I got better shit to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just stopped. Like, I think you didn't even go, like, he went 1 week, and then Just stop going.
Maybe, yeah. Sounds about right. No, I remember I got in trouble because the snack cart, like, you were able to...
That sounds about right.
You got kicked out.
Shit. No, I don't think I got kicked out. But the snack cart, they choose a couple of people, like 3 people, to run it for the week. I'm like, all right, cool. So I remember doing it and just fucking filling my pocket. So I was like, fuck.
Infinite suspension is getting kicked out. You know that, right?
No, I didn't get kicked out.
Infinite suspension. Yeah. That's a nice way of putting it.
So,
I mean, he's stealing.
I was just stealing snacks.
But you weren't even. He's not even like you're poor or anything. Your mom always had food. You just wanted the snacks.
I mean, they were like red, the little sour strips.
Those snacks.
Remember the popcorn?
Let me clarify. So there's a snack cart, and everyone gets free snacks, which is like a cookie and some milk or orange juice.
Yeah.
Some shit like that. Or like a peanut butter sandwich.
And then they got them beefed up
Okay,
snacks.
so this guy is taking sour strips.
Mm-hmm.
That's like 25 cents for 10. So you're stealing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I see why you got kicked out.
I didn't get kicked out. I just stopped going, I think. I was just like, hey,
there's not enough to steal.
They're catching on. I gotta get out of here. No.
Stocking up on that stuff. It keeps disappearing. I don't know.
I don't remember when I stopped, but I'm assuming I did. And left that school.
And then I think after he got kicked out, we started making music.
Yeah. Because we would just go to my house after school.
Yeah.
After school.
I would stop going to rap, and I'd just be like, oh, let me go hang out with you.
Yeah.
And we lived on the same block.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, what, 10 houses down maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was like 10 houses down. There'd be times where my mom's like, oh, go throw out the trash. I go throw away the trash. Then I just go straight to his house and hang out. I come back an hour later, my mom was like, where the fuck were you? Like, we were worried. Like, she'd call his house and be like, is Austin there?
Austin there?
Tell him to get his ass home. And I just have to...
By the time I fucking knew it, he was already running.
Yeah. I was like, oop, that's my mom.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So, back on the subject, we met up.
That's when we started making music.
And he had this tape deck, a big old tape deck. It was like 26 pounds at least. 27.
It was like, what is that, like 18 by 14. And then it was like fucking 7 inches thick.
Jeez.
So, like...
It might as well have been a real computer.
Yeah.
We
had a TV on there that didn't work.
It had a small screen on there.
But it had a little tape deck on the top where you're able to put your tapes in and record and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And that's where we started recording stuff. Like, just really shitty demo. I have a lot of the shitty demo stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You should release it.
I know, that's what I want to do.
But then want to. There's a lot of dumb shit I said.
We all say dumb shit.
Okay then. Hey, you've convinced me.
I want to hear it. Make it happen.
Yeah,
we'll do it after.
We'll release the worst or the best ones.
Yeah, which are the worst?
The worst ones.
Yeah, the worst ones.
That's cool though. What did it sound like?
Kind of. It wasn't really like Tenacious D. We were trying to do Tenacious D type stuff.
Yeah.
But it was more just an acoustic guitar, a really shitty acoustic guitar that I bought at the hardware store, and just lyrics about just stupid shit. The first song we had was Your Mom.
Yeah.
With
literally with
it was just everyone just saying your mom. I made up like a little riff on a guitar that was probably like 3 power chords.
It was like ding digga ding digga ding digga ding ding digga ding digga ding ding digga ding digga ding digga ding ding digga ding digga ding. Pretty much that's it.
And just like your mom.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. We'll freestyle over it.
Nice.
And just start saying dumb shit. So that's pretty much all of our music was just talking shit. Oh, they said something about George Bush. I had no idea what the fuck was going on back then, but let me go ahead and talk shit about George Bush.
Yeah. That was fucking great.
Now I'm like, that guy's cool as shit.
Oh, perspective now.
Right, yeah.
Have you guys heard of the band My Dick? They do like covers where they just change the words of the song to like My Dick.
That's gold.
And it seems like something you guys would like. You have to look it up. I think they're on Bandcamp or something. And it's like really good covers, like really well done.
Huh. No,
check it out.
I wish I would have thought of that one.
It sounds like something you guys were trying to kind of channel.
Yeah.
With the, like your mom thing.
Yep.
You should check it out.
And we were 13, so I think we're a little bit ahead of our time.
Yeah.
I still have those tapes.
We'll release them.
We'll release them.
You got to. So, where did it go from there? You guys kept making music forever, or did you kind of put it on a break for a while, or?
Yeah, I think once we got to high school, because we went to different high schools.
So freshman year, we still try to get together and try to make music. I remember going to your house in Gardena, and trying to record over there. And I mean, when we were to record, we would just fuck around. Like we would just.
It's not even like planning. It's just like, hey, want to come over? Okay, I'll bring my guitar and my tape deck.
Yeah,
just to
and that was
in case.
Yeah, just in case one of us has to fart or something. Yeah, I gotta record those farts, man.
Yeah. We had like one song with like 30 farts on it.
It was a Christmas song. I remember.
Farts and sleigh bells.
God damn. Yeah, that was a good one.
That's good.
So he had moved to Gardena because he was living in Lawndale. So he ended up going to a different high school in freshman year. And then was it sophomore year? Is it that when you went to Belize or junior?
When I was a junior, I moved back to Belize. So I was 17, 18 at the time. And, you get ripped from your reality.
Yeah.
And you go to a third world country, so...
That's a big change.
Yeah, I didn't last too long over there. Just, I was there for maybe, 2 years, I think, and then I came back. And when I came back, I was living with my aunt, and then I decided, me and Jessie, we started living together. And then we're like, hey, you want to get the old band back together?
Yeah.
And I was like,
made it better.
We're here. We're already standing here. The band's already together. What the fuck are you talking about? And we started trying... This is when we tried to, actually make comedy and, started writing stuff down, but none of it ever worked. We went through it once and we're like, I don't know.
Some of them are alright, but they're not...
It's not the same as when you were a 12-year-old boy.
Yeah. It was more... It wasn't forced. It was more thought out. So when we were actually doing songs, it was more like, okay, I have this idea. We were throwing ideas to the wall. We were talking about E.T., Godzilla, Zombie Apocalypse. Obama. No. Yeah? No. Okay. Obama wasn't there yet, man.
Al Gore.
Yeah, Al Gore for sure.
But yeah, it didn't work.
It kind of did. I mean, we still were fucking around with it.
I mean, we were having fun, yes.
Then it worked, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Thank you.
Andrew. Yeah.
But that's when I started actually making better riffs too. So when I was,
he was slightly.
I was slightly better than what I was at 13.
Practicing a little bit.
So I had a little bit more riffs under my belt. So I was like, what if we could do something with this? What if we could do something with this? And little by little, we started making these one-offs. There'd be this one serious song that we have.
Yeah.
And then
that was let's just do something serious for fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that's when we started making this shit.
And we did 4, 5 songs like that.
Serious ones?
Yeah, serious ones. And then I think we might have revived one, and then Jesse had his own thing that he was doing, his solo work.
Ooh, he was going solo.
Yeah. I mean,
And then I stepped
do what you
in
gotta
and obviously made it better.
He fucked everything up. I would have already been famous by now.
I'll drink to that. And then, that was it right there. Yeah. That was the start of it. There's one song that we're working on right now it's pretty much the older song. It's called Greenleaf. We're bringing that back. So it's kind of nice to see something that you worked on a long time ago, and then it's like, oh man, I can go back to this and I can perfect it now. It feels a lot better when you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially for that song.
Yeah, because the ideas are always there. It's like you need the capabilities sometimes to bring it to life.
Yeah.
So I get that vibe a lot. That's cool. So does that bring us to now?
Just
basically?
About.
That brings us to about 2 weeks ago.
And then you guys broke up. And
then we broke up, got back together.
Each other.
No, we've broken up hundreds
of
times.
Hey man, we gotta do this podcast real quick. You wanna come over?
Nah. No, we've broken up a lot of times. Man, fuck you, man. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks later, hey man.
Hey, you busy?
You busy?
Hey fool, you busy dog? Yeah, but that happens. Yeah, I mean that's just something that'll happen naturally, with anyone who's collaborating on anything.
Yeah.
No one's perfect. We're never going to see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's always important just to be like, you know what? let's meet it. Let's both try to meet at the middle point. You know, push your egos to the side, because that's killer. That's a killer in all things music is ego.
It's a killer in most things in
life. Everything,
yeah, life. So, I mean, I think we've gotten to that point where we're like, yeah, you know, like, let's just buckle down. Let's get serious about it. And then we released
Code 17.
Code 17. And that was fun. That was a crazy...
That took forever. Because we were like, this is our first EP as serious music, and we want it to be fucking good.
Yeah, you were gonna show people.
Yeah, and like it first started with me recording on my little shitty laptop that I had, because I had an interface at home, and I had my guitars, and I had everything. So he would come to my house, and we would record there. And then finally, he's like, "Hey, Cassandra's Austin's wife.
My wife."
He's like, she has a Mac. Should I try using that? I'm like, fuck yeah. What the... Like, yeah.
Why didn't you say so?
So then...
I was making beats secretly.
Working on your solo career.
That'll be out later next year. So he was like, okay, let me try to fuck around with this. He looked up a couple of videos. He pretty much self-taught himself about a lot of the recordings that we've done already, and I was like, this sounds way better than what I was recording. So we started doing that. It was pretty much the whole cycle over, because we were already 4 songs deep. And then we did that and kind of just did I had to do everything from all the way in the beginning. Yeah. And yeah.
But it was for the better.
It was obviously for the better, because I mean, I love the sound of our first EP. It's not, there's obviously certain things that we could have done better or different, but for being inside of in my little studio apartment and recording vocals in my shower, I mean, it didn't get much better than what it was already.
Yeah, it's crazy. I you know, like he said, like, you know, it's not perfect, but every time I listen to the album and I listen to all the imperfections, that's literally what makes you better. It's like, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's the same fucking thing. Yeah. And I still listen to it. I'm like, ooh, cringe. Like, whoa. Yeah. I hope no one heard that little beep in the background. Like, fuck. But, you know, like, obviously we've worked really hard, and we've upgraded because we're taking our music very seriously now. Yeah. So now, like, I've rented a 2-bedroom apartment now because I want to, you know, I want to make sure we have a good space and the perfect, you know, environment to record. I turned this fucking little closet into a vocal booth, and I have a feeling it would destroy anyone's vocal booth. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's the best I've ever seen.
It's a lot of it's a lot of duct tape and styrofoam. That's for damn sure.
That's all it is.
That's what you want. But like going back to what you said about the imperfections in the first EP, those imperfections I find are like really enjoyable, especially when I listen to other people's music. I like to hear those little things. Yeah. Because it's kind of that human element. Especially if you make music, you notice it more. Yes. People who don't make music probably won't even notice it.
Yes, that's my favorite. Which is the other thing. That's my favorite superpower.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's also a curse. Yeah. Because you feel like the need to perfect as much as you can when you probably don't need to. Yeah. Or at least to a certain extent. So...
I know, it sucks for me.
That's how it is.
Like, always, I listen to everything, and I'm like, oh, you know what, they could have done this, or they could have, you know, put a little more bass here. I know. It's a little too bright right there. Like, they could have, you know.
That's how it is, I mean, with anybody now. I mean, especially with our buddies' bands, like, with Tremors, I remember listening to their demo, I'm like, oh, they could have did this, could have did that. Same thing with any of the bands that we know, like, personally, we're like, oh, you guys could have did this, but I mean, to each their own.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best thing that...
I know I'd be a little, you know, miffed if someone was like, hey, man, you're a little flat on that whole song. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, you got me fucked up.
Well, I mean...
But then, you know, like, it's good. It's like an example, like, someone who takes homeschooling, they'll never get this, obviously. But they won't have the same experience because, like, Jessie sitting here, Jessie can ask a question that I would never have thought of in a million years to the teacher. So that's kind of how I see music, too. Like, someone else, they're going to find something, they're going to bring up something that I never would have thought of, and I've learned. Yeah. You know, and I think that's really important with everyone. Like, you know, like even if it's a band you don't like, sit there, listen to it with an open mind, and then just fucking like find all the flaws and be like, I'm not gonna do that, and then find all the things you like and be like, you know, I might put that in my next song.
Yeah, that's the fun part too, is hearing the things you do like, and being like, ooh, I gotta write a song that does that, or I gotta make a sound that kind of has that vibe or whatever.
Twanner does that. Twanner, there's certain things I'm like, fuck, man.
I want to one up him, like that. You know, like you always, and that's the fun thing too. You always want to one up your peers, you know, even if it's like fucking, what's the lady's name from Canada?
Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Shoot, I'm talking about Celine. I was talking about Celine Dion, but that's good.
Oh, she's not? I don't know. She looks.
You know, even Celine Dion, like, I want to be better than her. I never will be, but you know what?
Hey,
if you have that
in your
if you have that in your heart, dude, you're gonna shoot past the stars.
I mean, I'm already better.
What were you saying about ego earlier?
Shit.
You need that ego.
You do have to have the ego too, though. If you're gonna make art,
you need a balance.
Yeah, you need both. Because if you don't have any ego at all, you'll probably just be too ashamed to put anything out. And
that's how I always feel too. I feel like there's certain things that we shouldn't put out.
He thinks he's John Lennon over here, is fucking asshole.
Fuck up.
But me personally, I'm all about like yin and yang. I'm yin, Jesse's yang. You know, like he's the fucking piece of shit side of me, and I'm the perfect angel. Perfect angel baby boy.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first saw you.
I knew it. Thank you. We get that a lot. And I mean, it comes down to like, even to like politics and life, dude. Like there needs to be a perfect balance. Like, yeah, everyone, you don't want guns on the street. Yeah, but we kind of do need it because there are crazy bad people out there in the world. So I mean, it's like you're not going to be happy, but if you're a little like, you know, so about it, then that's good enough. And, you know, that comes down to music. Like, Jesus Christ, you okay?
Yeah.
Stretching out.
Yeah.
It's a long podcast.
We're going to need to edit this.
No, this is gold. It's all going in.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, we've kind of gotten an idea from all of your stories, but I like to get people's take on the question of what's the point of making music. And I'm going to leave it open-ended. You've answered it in a way already through all of your stories, but I like to just get a straight-cut answer, so let's start with Jesse.
For why?
What's the point of making music? Yeah, why do you make music?
I make music, I guess the best way to say it is I make music for myself. With anything that I make and I actually put out, it's because I'm happy with it, and I like listening to it. It's cool when people tell me that they like, oh, I like this one song, or I like this. I like your latest EP. It's the coolest thing in the fucking world. But at the same time, it's like there's obviously people who are like, yeah, I fucking hated it. And in reality, I don't care. As long as I'm happy with it, then that's all that matters to me.
Yeah.
So why I make music is for myself.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's very Bowie. He had a quote that was like, the worst mistake he ever did was making music for somebody else.
Mm-hmm. See?
When he made his best music, it was what he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
And that's why he has a fucking great catalog.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even the stuff that he was making for somebody else was good. That's where it's fucking like, oh, well, you kind of fucked up there, man.
Also true, yeah.
You lying ass.
Well, some people are just too talented.
Yeah.
They can't
get away from it,
good stuff, you know, no matter what they're trying to do.
Prince is one of them.
Just the Midas touch.
Yeah.
All right. Austin.
I don't know. You know, I want to say like, yeah, you know, I make music for myself.
It doesn't have to be deep. Yeah. From like,
I want to be like this fucking cool guy over here and be like,
No.
I want to make music and fill my spirit with love. But I mean, yeah, that's part of it. But the other side is that I want to make music and I want to see people's heads bob. That's what I like, you know. I want to impact people around me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't matter if I'm fucking singing about farts or singing about broken hearts.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
are a poet.
I'm a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And,
Do you write lyrics?
Never.
No. I have a ghostwriter. His name's Lil Bow Wow. Don't tell him. But yeah, you know, like I that's why we're always leaning towards that groovy part. Yeah, Jessie loves, you know, putting a groove into our music, but I love it even more because it's like if you can dance to it, if it can make your foot tap on the floor to the tempo, then I've taken over you. You know, you know, I'm inside your head, and I probably won't be out till the next song you listen to, or something. You know, the next fad that comes along. Yeah, and that's okay with me. And you know, like. Nowadays, our art is forever because it's on the internet. Before, you know, fucking 60, 70 years ago, people made music, not even 80 years... No, I'm sorry. 30 years ago?
You better get it right. Something giving out false information here.
69 years ago.
69 years ago.
That's it.
You know, people, they just couldn't... you know, there's music out there, and we'll never be able to hear it. Yeah. It's gone. Yeah. And fortunately for us, we live in the age where we have technology, internet, you know, blah, blah, blah. Steve Jobs, great guy.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. Shout out to Steve Jobs and Apple. And all the China people that are building those phones. And
please sponsor.
Yeah, so please sponsor us. Thank you. And, you know, I just... It's there now. I'm forever embedded in history. You know, maybe one day someone might type in... what is it? A Mitsubishi Montero, and accidentally Montero y Murillo pops up.
You've thought about that.
Yeah. And it just might. You never know. And then that person listens to it, and it's like, wow, this was awesome, or this is trash. But still, you know, I had that effect on you, and that's what really makes me happy, you know. Just, I want to see people move and shake and dance and, you know, just making people happy, I guess. Yeah. That's cool. It makes me happy to make people happy, I guess.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, your second point of just it existing on the internet forever now. I mean, art has always been about kind of, or even building anything, like architecture too, or just things that people have made has kind of been about, like, immortalizing yourself in a way. Yeah. Now it's easier than ever with the internet.
You know, now you don't even have to try.
Yeah, it's like, you don't even try. But there is something different about, like, making something like music where you're putting an active effort into, like, making something that represents you specifically. And I think that's really cool.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Life is nothing without music.
Yeah, I can agree.
You can quote Austin on that. All right. Well, that's pretty deep. Let's do some, like, silly, fun questions.
All right. Can I get another drink?
Yeah, a little bit.
Would you like a little drinky drink?
I'm good.
Thank you. Drink. Is this This looks like Danny DeVito on all of
that. That is Danny DeVito.
You don't have glasses?
Look at that. So we've got a bottle of whiskey here. There's some faces.
Jim Beam.
On the side of the bottle. Jim Beam. It's the Beam family.
Let's bleep that out because they're not sponsoring us.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk to them. We'll set up a sponsorship so that this can go through.
But Danny DeVito makes all of Jim Beam.
Yeah.
It's secretly the DeVito family.
And one Arnold.
Jim Beam.
If you haven't seen Twins.
All right. Who's your biggest fan?
You want to go first?
You go, Marlon.
My biggest fan would probably be... It'll probably be my girlfriend. Yeah, she's probably like the biggest fan. She's the biggest supporter of it and whatnot. She's always asking about what we're doing next, and she likes the music that we're making. So I mean, yeah, I mean I live with her, so she tells me. So I'm like, okay, cool. She tells me the things that she likes and the things she doesn't like. So
that's important.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I would say my girlfriend's probably my biggest fan.
That's great.
That's all I need, really.
That's all any of us need, really.
Yeah.
It's just like one other person.
Yeah, just one more person.
Well, you don't even need another person, but it is great.
Yeah. I think Austin's my biggest fan.
There you go. You can be each other's. I mean, in a way, you should be, yeah.
I'm my biggest fan, so technically, I'm our biggest fan.
See?
So, it kind of, you got me.
Told you.
I guess you should always be, you should always be your biggest fan, but other people are nice too.
Yeah.
It's nice to have support.
Yeah.
External support for, the hard times and the self-doubt and all that shit.
I mean, yeah. I'd say my wife too. I'd say she's my biggest fan, but she always tells me, like, you don't seek criticism from the person you're sleeping with. So I don't know if she is. But she is our manager. I mean, she booked us.
She's not sleeping with you?
No. I sleep outside with the dog.
Okay.
And she books our shows. She keeps our...
She's our manager pretty much now.
our social media up to date, which is not up to date, and I gotta tell her about it.
Get on that.
That's hard to do. It's a full-time job.
It is.
It really is.
Because once you stop posting for like 2 days, it's like, oh.
Some people make it seem easy, but fuck, dude. I can't do that. It's hard.
The people who make it seem easy have a team, or they have multiple people, I think.
We do.
It's still hard. Exactly.
I don't know what to post, so I don't post much on it. Cassandra's pretty good with posting, and then Austin posts pretty decently as well. But for me, I don't know what to post. I'm just like, hey guys, how's it going? It's me, and that'll be it.
Oh, that's all you need.
There's gonna be a picture of me.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
For the next about 4 weeks, it's just gonna be pictures of me.
I approve.
That's not a bad strategy. Just like post selfies every day. It's still
still working.
What the fuck is this
Still
guy
me.
doing? What the hell?
He's at work.
Just kind of ironically. What's your favorite song that you've written? Austin?
Probably Easy. It's an easy song to perform. It was an easy song to write, but not because it was like easy. It was because it just came to me so naturally. Like Jesse, he had this riff, and he starts playing it, and I'm like, keep going, do not stop, keep going, and then it just fucking popped out of me.
Yeah.
And that was one of our fastest songs we recorded. We recorded it we wrote it and produced it, wrote it, fucking throw it up there in one day.
Mm-hmm.
And like it was
perfect. I saw the original and it's really slow.
Yeah, that's the only thing that changed. It was just a little slower. But once we got... that was the first time. On your laptop, yeah. And then once we got the new GarageBand with that Mac, then we really like... we were like, yeah, this song needs to be sped up. And then we wrote lyrics for it that night, and that's my favorite song.
It's a good song, yeah. My favorite song would probably be Fake Dreams off of our latest EP. Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure why. I just like the feel of it because when I was starting to jam with it, I had the bass and I was messing around with my bass, and I had made this little riff. I'm like, all right, cool. I like this riff a lot. Like the bass, like just jamming away because I pretty much made the whole song for the bass, but I didn't have any fucking idea for what I was gonna do for guitars or So I ended up recording it on my little shitty laptop just to get a quick demo and send to him. And so then I laid down the bass track. It was pretty easy because I already knew what I was doing. And then the guitar track, I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? So I was like, I'm just going to try to accent things. And I put a guitar track in, and I just loved the way it came out. And then... once we started actually recording it, we were actually able to build it up a little bit more and more and finally finish the lyrics, get the melodies down. I think everything just worked out really good. Mm-hmm. So, it would be Fake Dreams.
Nice. Least favorite song? Or most frustrating? They're all great. Can't choose.
I have a handful that they're not done yet.
Okay.
But let's try to do from the first two EPs.
I'm gonna say Broken.
Broken?
Yeah, just because that's one of those songs where I hear my editing imperfections all the time.
Yeah.
And the normal person won't really hear it. Maybe even a musician won't hear them, but I hear them because I know I fucked up.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
So yeah, Broken.
Your choices were very aptly named. Your favorite was Easy and your least favorite was Broken.
Makes sense. Right? That's great. That's scary, actually.
That's your subconscious, I think.
Some voodoo shit.
My least favorite would probably have to be...
Is it Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah. That's it.
That's my favorite.
Maybe Pissy Fits.
Okay.
I mean, it's a nice song. It's just I think I had a different idea for it, and it kind of turned into what it was now, which isn't bad. I still like the song, but it's probably like my least favorite.
Yeah. I wasn't really meaning to say like which one sucks or anything. It's more like,
well, they all suck.
That one, yeah, they all fucking suck.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. What is the last song you saved on Spotify? Do you have your phones?
I do.
I know mine.
You know yours. What is it?
It is by Shy Baldwin, who's a fictional character from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Have you seen that show?
I haven't seen it yet.
I love stand-up comedy, so I love that show. And there's a fictional character, his name's Shy Baldwin. He sings a song called No One Has to Know. It's beautiful. I love that song.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love when a show or movie just has,
just their track for themselves.
Just some sort of track that just kind of shines, and you're like, holy shit. It just makes, when you hear those combinations of music with a visual from a show or a movie that just syncs up so perfectly, or hits the right spot in your heartstrings or whatever, you're just like, damn. That's some good creative work right there. It's a lot of elements coming together at once.
I'll show you after. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a story behind it.
I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anyone's spoiler.
Yeah, go watch it. This is a plug.
Yeah, Amazon, Jeff Bezos. If you're Alexa, sponsor us.
We need to get Bezos some more money.
That'd be great if it worked like that.
It might. That's why I did it.
Oh, do you have Alexa?
Yeah, but I put it outside every night.
That's smart.
It's not going to listen to me take it down.
Mine, I guess I had the whole album of Buckethead's Coma.
Ooh, hey.
That was the last thing I saved.
That's an amazing album.
Yeah, it's a really good album. So if anybody's listening, listen to Coma by Buckethead.
It's good for sleep.
It is good for sleep.
Yes.
It was an album made for his mom that was pretty much in her deathbed.
She was dying from cancer.
So he made her this album for her to listen to.
That's sick.
It's a beautiful album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
I will check that out.
Yeah, so it's really nice.
Don't listen while driving, though. It's too relaxing.
Unsafe.
It really is relaxing.
All right, we will play a little game called Soundtrack to Your Life. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios, and you're going to pretend like you're in a movie and you're in these scenarios and there's a soundtrack playing in the background. So you give a song that fits the scenario.
All right.
And we'll start with Jessie.
Mm-hmm.
You're in a bar fight. What's playing in the background?
Probably Saturday Night is All Right for Fighting by Elton John.
Nice.
Saturday.
Oh, man, that's pretty good.
That's a good one.
Shit.
Can't top that.
No.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, Pina Colada, because Chris Farley did it in Dirty Work. If you've ever seen Dirty Work, Chris Farley picks the wrong song in a jukebox while there's a bar fight. And he picks Pina Colada, so I would go with that one.
That's great. Those are both killer answers. Okay, scenario numero dos. You're on a road trip. Let's start with Austin this time. You're on a road trip with your buds, driving across the middle of fucking nowhere. What's playing? You're in a van.
Running with the devil.
Running with the devil.
In a van with a bunch of farting nuns.
Yeah.
Huh, that's a good one.
That's
in
a good
desert,
one.
In a desert, it'd probably just be Horse with No Name.
Ooh, that's a good one, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
The scene does make a difference, yeah.
Yeah.
You could be in a desert or you could be like in the city. It would be a different vibe.
It'd for sure be hip hop in the city.
Yeah.
No, it'd probably been. Oh no, yeah, maybe yeah.
It'd be some bougie ass shit though, like some big pun, some big pun in Fat Joe. That's always fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg's always fun to listen to.
Yeah.
But that's for any situation.
That's true. Fighting, farting,
Romantic dinners?
Doing it.
yes, romantic dinner. My wife loves Snoop Dogg, so she does not mind.
There you go. That was going to be the next scene. So I'll let you re-answer, just in case you want to think about it some more. Although I like that answer. Now you're on a romantic dinner date. What's your go-to love song?
Mine would be Little Trip to Heaven by Tom Waits.
Very nice.
I love Waits, so if there's anything from... I could have just named all of them with Waits. Pretty cool.
I'd go with... only because I did this to Jessie one time. Jessie was having a romantic dinner. His girlfriend at the time had made him a birthday dinner, or Valentine's maybe, something like that. A romantic dinner, and I told her, I was like, you know what, I'll help you out. Like, I'll come out, I'll serve the food like a waiter, I'll be the DJ for the music, and I played it was by No Doubt. It was what's the name of the song? It's the breakup song that No Doubt has.
It's like the whole album of Tragic Kingdom. Don't Speak.
Yeah, Don't Speak. There you go.
There we go.
So that one, because I fucked Jessie over with it, and I thought it was hilarious.
Very romantic memory.
Yeah.
He was wearing a Target vest that I had.
Yeah.
And then he had like a towel. He was trying to be really fancy. A white, dingy towel.
Around my arm.
Yeah, around his arm, and then he was just serving me juice.
What a good friend.
I was trying to help out. I was trying to be the good wingman.
That was good. That's good. I like it. Okay, where can people find you on social media and find your music and stuff?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, Amazon Music. We're on everything, actually, for Twitter. Streaming. We're on Twitter?
Yeah, we're on Twitter.
I think we said that last time, huh? You told me?
Yeah, we're on Twitter.
We're on Twitter.
My wife made us a Twitter. We're on Twitter.
There you go.
Oh, cool.
And we do have a website where you can find all our videos, pictures,
anything,
everything, really. all our catalog of 8 songs, something like that. It's monteroymurillo.wordpress.com, and if you don't know how to spell Montero y Murillo, just Google it.
It'll be on the episode, so just look at your phone.
Yeah. At your phone.
If you're hearing this, just literally move your head 2 inches. That's all it takes.
Copy and paste.
Nice. Can you guys give a shout out to another person I could potentially interview for this podcast, or another band, musician, whatever?
You go first. Anything about
it? Probably Frank Young. I say Frank Young. Yeah, we grew up with those guys. There's South Bay natives. Mm-hmm. They're amazing musicians. They work really hard for their shit, and I think I love them a lot. I don't think I love them a lot, but I love them a lot. They're good. Mm-hmm. Fun, wholesome music.
They are just like a fun kind
of... They're the bizarro version of us. Yeah, don't bring your family to our concerts.
You can bring your family to theirs.
Yeah, go on down to church.
Nice, I'm intrigued.
I'd probably say Jessie Hernandez. Project J, I think his project is. That's on Spotify as well. He's from London as well. He used to live right in between me and him. And he ended up doing something obviously different than us. And he's more hip-hop and producer. He's really good. So
yeah, he's amazing. And just in case he listens, hey, remember that one time in 6th grade when you went out and you sang Shaggy, It Wasn't Me, for the talent show?
He did that. My mom has it recorded.
That happened.
We're going to find that fucking...
Don't forget it.
I'm going to get it. I'm going to fucking bribe you. You're going to have to mix all our shit.
Jesse's amazing. He's an amazing musician. Yeah. Lyrics aside, I love him lyrically. Uh-huh. But if you took that away, the lyrics and, everything, mm-hmm. the music alone is just... It's beautiful.
He has those bangers.
Yeah.
So damn... Yeah, it's good.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, keep making cool shit.
Thank you.
I always end with a high five.
Oh, we can actually do it this time.
We can do it this time. Let's go at the same time. You guys got to connect there. We're gonna. Okay, 3, 2, 1. That was pretty clean.
That was all right.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Not too shabby.
Well, 2 of those were my cheeks.
She's never seen